It implies a strategic retreat for future growth, not, giving up.
Absolutely. Waiting for the right conditions.
So, to really grasp the kind of standards they were so committed to upholding, we absolutely need to turn to our second source, AI podcast system, creative and ethical guidelines.
Ah, the blueprint.
Exactly. This document, as you can imagine, is essentially the foundational blueprint for the AI podcast. It lays bare the incredibly high bar they set for themselves and their AI partner.
Hmm.
The channel's core creative direction, outlined within these pages, was specifically to support thoughtful, emotionally engaging, and ethically grounded podcast content.
It's not just about churning stuff out.
Not at all. It's about producing a certain kind of content with real intention behind it.
Exactly. And the range of subjects they covered was incredibly broad, stretching from science, technology, and ethics to culture, narrative technique, and deep historical or social insights.
Wow, quite a scope.
Yeah, and the tone was equally dynamic. It could be curious, urgent, poetic, even humorous, but always had to be authentic and respectful.
That's a tricky balance.
It is. And what becomes immediately apparent here is just how rigorous they were, especially when it came to approaching sensitive or potentially problematic topics.
Oh, just like what?
Well, for example, their trend evaluation guidelines detailed 3 specific criteria for processing viral trends or current events.
Right.
Very structured.
Right.
The first was transformability. Could the trend be reshaped or adapted to invite deeper reflection or more meaningful storytelling? It wasn't enough for it to just be popular.
So beyond the surface level.
Precisely. Then purposefulness.
Yep.
Did it offer a window into a broader truth, whether that was cultural, psychological, scientific, or emotional? Did it actually mean something?
Mm-hmm.
And then, critically, ethical safety. If the trend contained harmful or offensive content, could it be addressed critically to inform or warn the audience, rather than simply amplifying the harmful content itself?
That's crucial. Don't just repeat it.
Absolutely not. They were very explicit that trends relying purely on shock value, mockery, or manipulation were to be discarded entirely, unless they could be genuinely reframed into a valuable constructive discourse. It's a very proactive, responsible stance on content creation.
So it sounds like they weren't afraid to tackle complex or even difficult subjects, but they had a very specific, almost surgical approach to how they would present it. It wasn't about shying away,
Not at all.
but about responsible engagement.
Precisely. And this was even more evident in their rules for handling overtly controversial topics, like those involving exploitation, misinformation, or racism.
Okay, how did they handle those?
The strict directive was, do not mimic, reproduce, or entertain the original tone of that harmful content, full stop.
Right. Don't give it oxygen in that form.
Exactly. Instead, the mandate was to analyze it from a distance, to unpack its context, dangers, and consequences.
Mm-hmm. Use it as a teaching moment.
Essentially, yes. The goal was to use it as a case study, a lens through which to tell a larger story, perhaps about ethics, societal dynamics, or media literacy. This approach fundamentally transforms potentially damaging content into a powerful tool for education or reflection,
But only if done carefully.
but only when handled with immense care and responsibility. It's a completely different paradigm than simply reporting or echoing.
And I think that leads us perfectly to their ethical execution summary. What were the non-negotiables there, the core principles that guided every single piece of content?
Yeah, that summary really pulls everything together. It outlines the overarching ethical demands for all generated outputs. They had to avoid deception, clickbait, mockery, or overstimulation at all costs.